Today on the channel, I'm going to visit one of my local Guitar Center shops and see if I can make a deal on a used guitar purchase. Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to visit Guitar Center in my local area and see if I can purchase a used guitar. I was there this weekend and saw a couple of guitars that I had my eyes on that were on clearance, and I've got some guitars that I want to trade and get rid of. The collection is out of control, but I've got some stuff that I'll never play and things that I just want to get rid of. I'd much rather do a trade than try to sell them through Marketplace or eBay, that sort of thing. So if they'll give me a good deal and if the items are still there, I'm going to make a deal today. But I also wanted to mention, I live north of Nashville, Tennessee, and there's a Guitar Center. We have three, I believe. There's one, the main A store is considered the 100 Oaks location, which is probably one of the nicest guitar centers in the country, and it's beautiful. But I live north of town, and it is literally impossible to get there and back to do any shopping unless you want to spend a few hours. Traffic in Nashville has gotten so dangerous and out of control and so busy all the time that it's just, I will never, ever, ever go to that Guitar Center unless I absolutely have to for some odd reason, but I don't plan on doing it. And this Guitar Center that's shutting down is in the mall. It's in a historic mall called the Rivergate Mall that's in North Nashville. I used to work in this Rivergate Mall when I was in my early 20s. Was my, kind of my landing spot after college, first job, right? And it's very nostalgic, just, this place, Rivergate. I've got a lot of memories. Many of us that live in Nashville like the mall, and well, we used to like the mall, and we used to travel and do laps around it in the 90s, and it was a hangout place. It was fun, man. Times were cool. And it's being renovated. I'm looking forward to seeing what they're going to do to it, but at the end of this summer, I guess they're going to demolish the mall and leave Dillard's or Penny's in there. But the Guitar Center, for whatever reason, the Guitar Center a few years ago was put in the mall. And I thought, why would you put the Guitar Center in a dying location? And I don't think they plan on relocating that Guitar Center anywhere close to where I live. So with Sam Ash shutting down, which was less than half a mile from this Guitar Center location, we're really left with not a lot of options, for mom and pop and local stores. My buddy Todd and Jamie have Tone Central Station that's in East Nashville. We have Corner Music. There's a few smaller places, but they're still kind of far away, and the population in this area needs a store, and we're going to be either take the long drive to go shop and look at a store, or be forced to shop online. Shopping online is okay, and you can get deals, but it's really a sad state of affairs. And just for kicks, we're going to take a walk through the mall and see how bad this place really looks. It's decimated. I can't believe that this mall hasn't been destroyed a few years ago, to be honest with you. So anyway, heading down to the store. Let's see what we can do. Okay, we're just outside the mall right now. This is Dillard's, obviously. Dillard's is, I think, one of the stores that's going to stay open, I do believe. I don't know how they're going to destroy this mall and keep this place intact, but I think that may be the plan. But there's always a few cars parked out here, probably mostly employees. What's really strange is today is a holiday, and there's people everywhere. It's, Juneteenth today. This area is covered up with people, so there's plenty of people out spending money, buying food, doing things that are fun, but this mall cannot attract attention. It can't draw in people. It's been this way for years, and we have a mall that's about 8 miles from here that is constantly packed, called the Opry Mills Mall. And Opry Mills Mall is nice, But there's so many people that live up in this area. I'm shocked that this place just could never be resurrected, because it's kind of out of the way to go to the Opry Mills Mall, and it's so busy and such a hassle to park there. I mean, the tourism is what brings in the people at the Opry Mills Mall. But this is the main Rivergate entrance. This is the old Sears automotive area. This has been shut down for years. But we'll do a lap around the mall. I'll show you some other spots. On the other side of the mall, in the Sears parking lot, or the old Sears parking lot, they opened up this BJ's Wholesale, which stays constantly busy. But to the left here is the mall again. We're going around. This is the Sears merchandise pickup window, where when you bought washers and dryers and stuff like that, that's where you'd pick it up. Now this place is not empty because it's shutting down. The mall has been like this for several years now. It is desolate, so we'll walk through it after we get done with Guitar Center. But mostly what you're seeing here are probably employees that work here still. You can see a few cars parked here. This was formerly Castornot, and they turned it into Macy's. And I want to say a couple years ago, Macy's went out of business. I'm not sure if Macy's in general went out of business across the country. I think there might be a couple Macy's locations open. But this, you know, in the 90s and early 2000s, this place was pretty packed. Well, in the 90s, it was slamming packed. You know, and there are people, there are customers buying stuff in this area. This is a very busy area, but this entire mall complex, it's like it's got the plague. Sort of like no one wants to visit it because it's just not cool or something. I don't know. I personally think shopping malls are fun because they're, you know, hangout places. Growing up, going to the mall was great. Now everything's so virtual and disconnected. I really miss that about society. This video's turning into some kind of conversation on society. All right, so here we go. We're gonna pull in. We just did one lap around the mall. We are back at where Dillard's is. This is the Guitar Center. We got dudes here that just shopped at Guitar Center, coming out with some cables or something. There's always vehicles outside this Guitar Center. Of course, it's never super packed. Saturdays it's kind of crazy. Today is a Thursday, so hopefully it's not gonna be too bad. So my plan is to drop off these guitars, get a quote, and see what I can do on this deal. Okay, so that's what I'm looking at right there on clearance. Epiphone 1958 Arena V to match my Explorer. Okay, so I left Guitar Center for a moment. I left my guitars there for them to assess. This is the old Sam Ash location right here. You can see the side of the building still has the Sam Ash imprint on it, and this is where that used to be. And this is a closed down, basically a closed down strip mall that Sam Ash was in. The only, there's a nail place that's open, and a TJ Maxx. This famous footwear place just got opened up, but not much over here. But there are no music shops in this area. It really sucks, man. So let's go back to the mall, which is just down the street, and we'll look at how bad the mall looks again. Okay, entering the mall from Guitar Center. Dillard's. Looks very populated. Looks like it's in good shape. Guitar Center, thriving. No matter how bad the economy is or how hard times get, people will always buy equipment. I'm case in point. Now, once again, this place is not shutting down or closed up because the mall is getting destroyed. This is what this place has looked like for months, years. That place hasn't been here long. I think that used to be a PacSun. It's funny, clothing stores and jewelry stores seem to be the only thing that can exist or stay afloat. Okay, so I got this really dope t-shirt on clearance at Spencer's for $12 since everything's going out of business. And it was this Elvis t-shirt. So yeah, man, shopped at Spencer's one last time. More mall walking here. Sale, everything must go. Again, all these shops were closed before they announced that they were destroying the mall. So, I mean, it's crazy. Makes you wonder, like, are these places just going to go online? Or are they going to try to find a new place? These poor employees, they're going to have to find some place to work. Where are these jewelers going to go? I mean, there's Penny's. Here's where they usually do some kind of activity where there's kids that meet Santa Claus or the Easter Bunny, things like that. Took my kids to get pictures here numerous times when they were just little tykes 20 years ago, 15 years ago. And we'll go down here just a little bit. So this guitar buying excursion has turned into a mall walk. So hopefully you're finding this interesting. Hopefully I'm not getting demonetized by this mall music. That's the last thing I need, is to get in some kind of demonetization issue with YouTube or a strike. See this guy here? A lot of the older citizens in the area would use the mall for exercise. It's a safe place for them to walk around and be around people. So hopefully when they make the sanctuary or whatever they're going to put in them where this mall is, there'll be a nice place for these folks to exercise, and just hopefully it'll be positive for the community. Maybe that'll bring some new jobs. It'll be an improvement over this. It's just a waste of space now. It's just capitalism and commercialism gone wrong. New times, new generation. Looks like the barber shop is open. This used to be an electronics boutique. That used to be a Victoria's Secrets. This Universal Imports place has been here at least 20 years, and they are still rocking. That's actually a cool store. Unfortunately, I don't need to go in there because I'll want to buy some kind of statue or something that I don't need. House of Style. Foot Locker. I don't think Foot Locker will ever die. Foot Locker, great place for shoes. Now this is the food court. Used to be a huge carousel in the center of this food court. This is the other entrance for Penny's. Penny's has two main entrances in the mall. But there used to be a Chick-fil-A in here, a Subway. There's a Panda Cafe left over there, and a clothing store in the corner. Two places selling food. Down here's where Sears was. Here's another athletic shoe place. There's somebody working in there, but the door is shut. I don't know if that's because they're at lunch or what. But look at all this. Now I'm assuming that these places that have stuff in them must know that this place is about to shut down, so maybe they're just shutting down permanently. Like, what's the point? I guess in about a month or so they're gonna start destruction. These dudes who work here are playing ping pong. They're closed, probably getting paid, but they're playing ping pong. That is an events center. Interesting, kings and queens, barber and style. That's a game shop. That's cool. I'm gonna walk in there real quick and just check it out. Then back to Guitar Center. Conveniently, on my way back to Guitar Center, I just got a text from a guy that's looking at my used gear, and evidently it says my stuff is ready, so I'm gonna go in here and make the deal. Hopefully we can make this happen. This potentially will be my last interaction with this Guitar Center in the mall. We'll see. I'll have to do a follow-up video. right, the deal is done. Karina. Take this baby home, set it up, get some strings on it. Oh, sorry for the camera work here, it sucks. Things are huge. Okay, so I got the guitar. I'm pretty pumped. It cost me $350 out of pocket. So it's a $1,300 guitar, Gibson Custom Shop, inspired Epiphone, Karina, burst bucker pickups, hard shell case. I got rid of a Donner Hush X. I got rid of classical electric guitar that I had that was kind of a no-name brand. I got rid of a couple Fesley guitars that I didn't need. I've collected so many of them. So yeah, $350 out the door. They even gave me 10% off clearance price, which was awesome. And good news, I found out from the Guitar Center guy, Daniel. Shout out to Daniel, man. He's did a great job for me. Guitar Center is not going to go out of business. Looks like the mall is keeping this Guitar Center location here. So I don't know if they're going to demolish only parts of this mall and put in a new type of community, like a park, rec center or something like that. But evidently Guitar Center is going to stay. I think Dillard's and JCPenney's. So it'll be good for the community, but I'm happy for these Guitar Center guys. And I guess the bad news for me is I'll probably be spending a lot more money in the future if Guitar Center's here close, but that's also a good thing. But let's get this guitar back to the house and we will take a look at it and play it and do a test demo. And for now, I'm gonna say goodbye to this mall area, which I'm looking forward to seeing what takes place here over the next few years. He said it's a 4-year plan, so not gonna happen anytime soon. Okay, so now let's take a look at the guitar. I've got this thing back here at the studio. I'm gonna get this thing strung up and cleaned. Gonna put some new strings on it. I'm not sure what's on it. Probably some 10s, I'm assuming, but I want to get it nice and clean and taken care of. So there we go. This guitar was brand new. They marked it down to $810 and I paid like $350 for it with my trade, so great deal. I mean, it is an Epiphone. I love Epiphones, but this is a 1958 reissue. Gibson inspired by, or Epiphone inspired by Gibson Custom. Still got the plastics on the tailpiece here and on the output jack and the pick guard. This has burst bucker 2 and burst bucker 3 pickups in it, actual Gibson pickups. Long neck tenon. It's got the string through bridge just like a 58. I think they made about 18 or 19 of these in 1958. So if you've got one, it's worth probably $1 million, $1.2 million, just like the one down at the Gibson garage. This Karina wood is gorgeous. I like how they put this little rubber strip on these models so it stays on your knee a lot easier. That's very cool. Look how this neck is set in there. Take a closer look here at the neck. Now, being an Epiphone, these are handcrafted in China. So it's a Chinese guitar. $1,300 is the asking price for these things new, which is it's a lot, It's a lot of money, especially for an Epiphone. I never thought I'd see the day where Epiphones cost that much money, but it is what it is. Back of the tuner say Epiphone Deluxe. This has a laurel fingerboard, so Indian laurel. The logo on the headstock is raised up, as it should be. The action feels nice. It's a little bit on the high side. I can tell these are definitely 10s on this guitar, so those will come off. Very lightweight. My Explorer, that's the same series as this, is 7.5 pounds. And I would say that this guitar is probably about 7. 7.2, somewhere in that range. Definitely lighter than the Explorer, but Carina is really light wood. I haven't even played this thing through an amp. I know it's going to be just fine, but I haven't even played it. So I can't wait to clean it up, get strings on it, and we'll test it out. Let's take a look inside the case. Nothing major really to report here. We've got the Epiphone manual, Epiphone sticker, and a key for the case. Very beautiful case with this pink fur. And on the case it says Epiphone, inspired by Gibson Custom. So they partner with Gibson Custom Shop, I guess, just for tech specs and that sort of thing, so they can make it authentic to the way it should be. And it's affordably made, quote unquote affordable, since it's made in China. But a gorgeous guitar. I'm happy to have the sister to my Explorer. So I'm going to get this thing set up, get it cleaned up, restrung, and we'll test it out. Okay, so I put a fresh set of strings on the guitar. I set it up to my liking. Surprisingly, nothing really needed to be set up differently on this guitar. It was really good from the factory. But, you know, I lowered it just a little bit on the action. Got some 9-42s on here. Cleaned up the fretboard. It's ready to go. It's ready to rock and roll. So I'm going to play to a backing track. I used to play to backing tracks a lot on the channel a long time ago, and I haven't done that in a while, so I found a royalty-free backing track that I liked a lot on YouTube. I'm going to put that link in the description below, so give that guy some support, show some love to his channel, and without further ado, let's get going. Let's check it out.